write. You need to write into a file. Correct?
What's that? Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, we are going to look into functions. What a function is, how to write functions. Okay. A function is basically a small program. Okay. So you can call whenever you want to call the function. Wherever you would like to call, you can call. So it is nothing but a code block. We can call it as a code block, or we say it as a module. In C, a function is called as a module because it provides us certain modularity or certain functionality. So therefore, a function basically is small set of code block that you can execute whenever you want to execute. Okay, functions are written like this. First of all, return type followed by name of function. Then after that, here list of parameters. It may not be containing any parameters, or it can contain parameters. Then inside the curly brackets, you need to write like this. Okay, so here whatever statements you would like to write, you can write. So something like statement 1, statement 2. So this way you can write. Similarly, at the end of that, you can write here return followed by whatever value you are supposed to return, you can return. So we put here return type followed by name of function. Then here you have list of parameters. Then after that, in curly brackets, we define the function. As far as a function is concerned, there are two things associated to function. One is function declaration, other one is function implementation or function definition, and third one is function invocation. Okay, first thing is what? Declaring a function. Whenever you declare a function, you may not supply the code for the function. What is the return type the function is going to be giving you, and similarly the name of the function followed by list of parameters you can write. That is called as function declaration. But when you want to supply code for the function, in such cases, you need to have the header of the function followed by curly braces. You need to put the statements. At the end of that, if you want to return something, you write return value. Whatever value you are returning, you can write there. So like this, basically, we define a function. Then after that, in order to invoke this function, you need to use the function name followed by in brackets, whatever parameters you want to pass, you have to pass. So like this normally we write. Now for the sake of understanding clearly, what I do, I write a simple function. It's basically going to calculate simple interest and it's going to be returning type of data. So in the case of simple interest, what input we need? First of all, principal amount is needed. Okay. Then second thing is here, you need rate of interest. Third one is what here? You need here, third one is duration or time period, whatever it is. We need to pass here 3 parameters, and based on that, it has to calculate the interest and it has to return. Okay, so for that, we're going to write function now. See, I here start a new project. This is what Win32 console application. This is going to be a Windows 32 console application. This you can invoke from command prompt. Now here, let me give the name of the program. So right here, sample app, I put it with functions. Okay, I'm going to write it as sample app with functions. Now, it is a console application. I'm going to create it, finish. So what is happening here? Automatically, certain skeleton is created for us. We need to fill the skeleton. In C and in C++, we have a function called main function, which is a special type of function which actually starts the program. Okay, so this main, as you know, is the starting point of the application. So from here, you can be invoking other functions, or you can have classes with that you can create objects within the main function. So main function is the starting point of application. At the same time, it's the terminating point of the application. All other functions we have to invoke from the main method. See, in the object-oriented concepts, we call it as a method, but when we talk with procedural languages like C or C++, sometimes we call it as a function. Otherwise, function and method are same, so they are nothing but synonyms. But when you talk about OOPS, object-oriented programming, in such cases we call it as a method. But when we discuss in procedural language like C, we call it as a function. So since you are going to use C++ as a C in this, C++, you can use it as a procedural language, or you can use it as a object-oriented language. How you are using it depends on you. Okay, unlike Java, unlike say C#, it's not 100% object-oriented. So in whatever manner you would like to use, you can use C++. So therefore, here main method is written for us. It is going to return 0. So this 0 goes to the operating system. From operating system, basically the program is going to be called. When OS is calling the program, whenever program completes, it's going to be returning here a value 0. So because the main method is going to be returning here integer type of data, in that way this has been defined. Okay, so within the main method, we are going to invoke all other functions. Now, as I told you, let me write here. First of all, I declare here a function using that I can return simple interest. So therefore, I write this way, double followed by this is calculate, or else I write here simple interest. Like this I can write. This is what the name of the function. Okay, followed by I need to pass here 3 parameters. On the first parameter I want to take integer only. int, I say it as amount. So second parameter, it is rate of interest. That can be floating point data. I put it as float followed by ROI. The next one is, I put here next one. Again, this is float. It's going to be duration. Okay, for how many years we are going to take? We take like that float duration. So these 3 are called as here parameters. Whenever you declare, you need to put some names, and these are called as here formal parameters. We can call them as formal parameters. Whenever you invoke this method or function, probably the names may not be same. It may not be amount, it may not be ROI, it may not be duration. So first of all, we have a header here. This is called as header. In the header, return type is specified, followed by name of the function. Then here you have three arguments. So 3, I can say parameters otherwise. One is what amount, then ROI, third one is what here duration. Okay, now we need to calculate the value, and that has to be returned. So for that purpose, I declared here another variable, something like here double followed by it is SI I create. It's what simple interest. Now SI equal to, I can calculate this amount is multiplied with say ROI multiplied with duration. Then I can divide this with 100. Okay, then this is basically calculating here. We are calculating it. Then we need to return the SI here. Right? Return SI. Okay. So this function I have written. Now I need to invoke this function somewhere. So here there is no other parts of the program except main and the simple interest. Therefore, I should be invoking this in the main method. So whenever I invoke this simple interest in the main method, I need to pass some external data into this program. This is a small program. A function is nothing but a small program. It's an independent unit. So into that, you need to send certain data. So in what form you are sending data? In the form of parameters. What you do exactly? You can copy the data from the main method into these variables. So these can be called as local variables. Only in this function, these variables are available. So once you come out from this simple interest, these variables will not be available. These can be called as here local variables. Whenever a function is called, in fact, it creates a stack frame. Okay, that is nothing but last in, first out. For example, you call main method first. In the main method, we are going to be calling simple interest. So what happens? Completely in the code block, completely in the bottom, you have the main method. On top of that, you have simple interest. So once through main method, we are invoking simple interest. Once some simple interest actually finishes, it's working, again control will be returned to main method. So main can be called as here caller of the function, and simple interest can be called as callee. We can say it as callee. Basically, this is called, simple interest is called by main method. So from main method, we need to invoke. So this is what here, it's a definition of the function. We have a function header followed by list of parameters. Then here, we've calculated it. At the end of that, we are returning a value. So this you can say as a function. Now we have to invoke this function, but where do we invoke? We invoke in the main method. Similarly, we need certain input for this. Amount is required, rate of interest is required. Another one is what here? Duration is required. The user may enter that. Depending on that, it has to calculate. Okay, so therefore, let us try to write that piece of code also. Therefore, write now in this. Okay, the next aspect is what you need to read data. From where you need to read data? From keyboard or from file. Okay, or from database or from file or from keyboard here. Now we need to read data from the keyboard. So for that purpose, we have C in and C out. With the help of C in, you can be keying in data, and with the help of C out, you can be sending to output device. It's basically from console. So console is, keyboard is console, and monitor is also console. Console basically using that, you can be operating it. So with console, normally what you do, you are going to take the control of it. You can give input. Similarly, you can give output, user can immediately see. That is basically a console. So here, using console now, we try to enter some data. What data that must be? Amount we need to enter, then rate of interest we need to do, then other thing is what? Duration. So in the main method, now we have to do it.
Okay.
Understood this function definition here?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me declare variables first of all for this purpose. I can declare it as int a, or I can say it as AMT. Okay, then you can go with single line comment here. Variable for amount. The important part of any program is putting comments. Comments can give readability. People think that writing very complex code is a good practice, and writing complex code is something great people feel. But that is absolutely wrong. Whatever code you write, it must be very, very simple. Okay, somebody else, if they are going through your code, they should understand it very easily without any difficulty. So that can be great code in my opinion. It should be very, very simple to read. Because when you work in a company, forever you cannot be working with a company. Today you may be working on some project, tomorrow somebody else may come and take your project up. So in such cases, suppose you have written a lot of code, rewriting that code, if it taking a lot of time, then in that case what? It is going to be difficult if any modifications are required by the newcomer. So in such cases, if it can be read easily, and if it can be understood easily, then that's going to be really good code. So readability is always important. For readability, you can use comments. Comments can be, as you know well, it can be single line comment or it can be multi-line. Here, what this is exactly? It's a single line comment. One line of comment I am putting here. Okay, so I declared here amount. Next thing is what I need to declare rate of interest. So I go with float, followed by here it is rate of interest, ROI I put. Okay, so this is what variable for, I can put like this, variable for rate of interest. Like this, I put it. This is for rate of interest. The next thing is what here? Float. It is now here period I can put. So time period this is. Then here, spelling is wrong, sorry. So period this is variable for time period. So this may be declared here the three variables. After declaring three variables, now we need to input. How can we input this? So for the sake of input, first of all, write like this. Cout. Here write enter amount. Okay, then followed by what we do here, end L. What is end L basically? It's end of line. You can put like that. It's end L means what? End of line it is. So here Cout is not available because of IO stream is not available for us. So what we do therefore, we can include the prototyping for that. You have idea what is prototype, Sunny?
Is it like the header or whatever?
See, prototype basically, you have that in the header file, that's correct. But whenever you are trying to compile something, the compiler should know how to compile it. Okay, see, you have written some piece of code. What is the syntax of that? What parameters it expects? It has to know about that. So therefore, by looking at actually the header files, it can compile exactly. So Cout, for example, you take what syntax you can use with Cout. It is available with the iostream.h. So in the iostream, you can find. If you have the iostream, in such cases, you can do it. And here we require one more library, that is include, then followed by here string it is. We require even string in this. So we use these things. String is required, then spelling is wrong here. Because of that we have error. Include. Now iostream and string I have taken. Now it should not show any error. See, it is undefined. It says why it is undefined. Let's see. Cout. Followed by here I write. We can write like this. stdfx is available. It's fine. Maybe even added string. Enter amount. Okay, I put a semicolon. At the end of this, it should be taking amount for us. What's the problem? What would be the reason why it is showing error like this? Cout. Cout is part of iostream. This is iostream.h. There it is available. So if you dot no h is available here, just we call it as iostream only. You take Cout. 1 minute. Should not show any error. Let me try to build it. I can know with that. Yeah, it is succeeded. When I try to run the build solution, Cout undefined identifier, it says why it is Cout. We have actually two errors. It is. If you come to Cout, okay. Once again, let me go with this. Cout.
SPFX best with Cout?
1 minute. Here it is correct. Include sorry, not include, using namespace. This is what std. Okay, so now if I come into this cout, now it is available. Enter, please enter amount. Okay, please enter amount like this. You can take. INT main, this is correct. Using name std. Okay, thus it was not having semicolon, due to that it could not show. Fine. See how this is, please enter amount. Now we need to read data. So what you write here, cin, write it AMT. Okay, next thing is here, cout we put, followed by enter rate of interest. Put like this. So after this, nice come extra, fine. So cout, enter rate of interest. Then right here, this way, cin, followed by ROI. Okay, then next thing is here, cout, right here, please enter duration. Keyboard is giving a little problem for me. Enter duration. Okay, so next thing here, I need to input the period also. Period. Cin. So put it as period. Now what we have to do is we need to invoke the method. Whenever you invoke method, it has to return the value. Here take double followed by, this is SI. You can put, this is going to be double type of data. Now we need to invoke the method. Here write SI equal to, we write simple interest. We are going to invoke that. Followed by, let us pass now parameters. So first parameter is AMT. Okay, second parameter is going to be ROI. Okay, then next thing is here, it is period. It is ROI, and third one is here, period. So this way, I am invoking the method or function. Simple interest is a function I am invoking. When I invoke, I can pass here some data from external program to simple interest. This program you can call as external program, because simple interest is another code block. The main is going to be some other code block. So therefore, from main method to simple interest method, you are passing data. In order to pass data, you have to use parameters. So whenever you pass parameters like this, the function is going to get these values, and here it can calculate them. It can be returning for us simple interest. Okay, so SI equal to simple interest, AMT, ROI, period. Now you can print here the simple interest. Right here, cout. The simple interest is, this is a string basically. So the simple interest is like this, followed by put like this, and again try to put here SI. So it has to calculate simple interest for us. Followed by, we need to wait to see what is happening exactly on the screen. So for that purpose, I can use here getChar. So with the help of getChar, it can be waiting for keyboard input. So otherwise, this program calculates the result. After that, it displays them on the screen. Quickly, it comes back into IDE. So in order to see what exactly on the screen, I'm using getChar. Now, when you press some keyboard key, in such cases, you can come back to IDE. Now, let me run this and show you. Is a problem? We have created that. IDE, there is not only says Any spelling mistake in this? This is what? Simple interest. Okay, there's no spelling mistake inside this. Once again, let me put this. Identifier not found, it says. Okay, this is main method, and this is in this program we have written simple interest. We have already this one. We're just going to invoke why it says IMT amount float or float duration. It says it can't be found, but this is here only available for us. Identifier is part of this only main method only. SI is getting returned. Once again, let me see.
Sir, what about the other include statement?
Which one?
If you go back to the include statements, there's a std affix. It might be interrupting with the code.
No, I mean, that's not, here it's saying actually the identifier is not found, it's saying. Simple interest identifier not found, it's saying, but it is here itself actually. So it is here itself. It should be, you know, I mean, this is basically the, we created the function here, the function we are going to invoke. So when we are trying to invoke function, it's nothing but identifier. Identifier is user invented word. We created identifier. We are trying to call this here. So it should be getting called, it should be returning the value for us. Why it is not calling and seeing here? Yes,
Try putting the int below the double simple interest.
What I should put?
Try putting the int below the double simple interest, because
Yes.
we're actually identifying what it is after we already called it. So it wouldn't know when it's running through the code one by one.
No. See, this is a function you have defined, correct? When you define a function, you are giving the name for this. It is simple interest. And this is what here, return type of data is double. Okay, so when you are trying to invoke, let me put something like public in this. Public also not available in this. So this is very much correct. Double simple interest, when I write, it should be working basically in this. It should be calculating everything, should give. What happened with this? Let me see here. This is sample ID with function error simple interest identifier not found, it says. Okay.
Just try to put it above, because sometimes it might not read the below statements first or whatever.
Just a minute, correct. As you said, you need to go with prototype first of all. Okay, this prototype is required. When you put prototype, now when you run, this can be working. So that is called as, first of all, declaration. I have defined it without declaration. So first you need to have declaration there. I enter some 3000. Now I enter rate of interest, say some 12.3 F in this. Next I enter duration some 3 years. So it's calculating, but after that immediately it's coming out from that. Get char if you take, it's going to be doing like that. So instead of that, let me put here gets. Okay, if you put gets, okay, if you put gets, that's a problem again. So what we do in such cases is, right. So here you have something like S. What we do is scanf followed by %d, then try to put here, say AMT again. Into this we try to read data. So definitely this is going to wait till some time. Fine. This is ampersand I need to put here. Okay. Otherwise, just again put here C in greater than AMT. Definitely with this also you can make it waiting for some time. Now try to run this. Whenever you run, enter amount here 3000, then rate of interest is some 3.6 and duration you enter 3. Now it's showing you the simple interest is 324. After that, when you press enter key, in such cases it terminates. Otherwise, it will not terminate. So like this, we are waiting for the input. When you press some enter key, this is going to be getting terminated basically. So when you press, in such cases, actually will be coming out. So like this program, very first thing for functions is you need to have a prototype on top of that. Prototype is nothing but here working model we say, and how to use the function you have to specify here. This is, we say, declaration of the function. This is what declaration of the function, whereas this one is here, say this is definition of the function. This is what here, definition. Okay, then next thing is here, whenever it comes to this, this is function calling, we say. It is function calling, or else we can say this as function invocation. So we call this as here function invocation. Like this, what is happening in this is, first of all, we declare here the function. That means what type of data we are going to give into that, then what return value it's giving us, that we declare. Then followed by, we write the definition here. Simple interest definition we provide. After that, we are going to invoke. While invoking, we pass the parameters. Ultimately, it can give you the required result. So this is very simple function declaration. We declare a function in a very simple manner in this. Sami, any questions on this?
No.
Okay. Now another program, what we do is we declare a function. With the help of that, we try to swap the numbers. Okay. Number swapping means something like this. Initially, I have a value, something like A is 10. Okay. Then similarly, some B you have B equal to 20. Okay. So before you call the function, it should be A10 and B20. But when you call the function, in that case, the value of A should be in B and the value of B should be in A. That means what? B must be 20 and A must be 10. So when I create a function and when I try to swap the values, what happens? See there. Okay. Now here, try to write some other program in that we can do it. Let me have this here. Fine. In this is a new project again. This is called, say, swapping values. We call this as swapping values. And here I create another console application. Now I'm going to put these things as usual. I remove the very first line because second time it's not required. Then here I want to declare a function. So for that function, I want to declare a function. So therefore I write like this. Void. It's not going to be returning any value. Then I write here swap by val. I require here two parameters, int A and other thing is what? Int B. This is the function declaration I have done. I am declaring here a function called as swap by val. Now here I define the function, right? Void swap by val. Then here put int A, then int B. Like this you put. Then here inside this we supply the code. We need to swap the value of B into A and A into B. Therefore, I declare here some temporary variable called C. C equal to I put A. Then what I do here, after that, I write A equal to B and B equal to here again A. Like B equal to C I am going to put. So this way, I am trying to interchange values of A and B using third variable. Okay. After, within this function, what values we get? Let us see. Here write cout followed by, after interchanging change. The values of A and B are, then here I can put first of all A, then here I can put space something like this, then I can put here, or else I put comma here, comma, then here I put it as D. Like this, inside that I am trying to interchange values. Now I come to main method. In this I write here int x is 10, similarly y is 20. So straight away declaring variable and assigning 10 and 20 to them. So here x is 10 and y is 20. When you call this method or function, they must be interchanging, but result what happens, see. Now come to this point here, see out, same thing I change here, I take same thing and try to print here. So see out, before interchanging. Before interchanging the values of A and B are, this is what A as well as B it is, but here it must be x and y. I can say x and this is also y here. I need to change this into x and here this is what y. This must be here y. I should have something like this. Okay, so here x and y are going to be same, but here also try to make this as x, but only the names are different here. I can put it as here y, like this I make. Now I want to invoke the methods. I take here swap by val. Then here I pass x as well as y. Whenever you look at this function here, A is a formal parameter, B is a formal parameter. Whenever you invoke it, they are going to be replaced by actual values. So x is actual value, y is another actual value. Okay, then once again, what we do here, we take this and try to print. After exiting from function, okay, the values of x and y. Like this, what we do, we are trying to print here 3 values. We are trying to print here, then right here get ch. This is what here get char. I try to call this function. So now what should happen in this? Initially x is 10, y is 20. As per our expectation, it should print here before interchanging the values of x and y are this is 10 and 20 you have to have. After that, in the swap by value, it should print here 20 comma 10. Here it is 10 comma 20. After swapping, it must be 20 comma 10. Even once you come out from function also, I mean you are coming back to this position. Here also what values you should get? It should be 20 and 10. But result is going to be 10 and 20. So what is the reason we discuss? But before that, see here. How it is. Before interchanging the values of x and y are 10, 20. After interchanging the values, x and y are 20, 10. After exiting from function, the values are here 10 and 20. So I format this using actually end L. So every time what is happening is we are not using here end L function. So due to that, it is not formatting properly. And here also we put end L. End L is not end line basically. It is a constant defined in the IO stream. So here also I put end L. Okay, now when I run this, how it works, just see. How it is saying, before interchanging the values x and y are 10 comma 20. After interchanging the values x and y are 20 comma 10. After exiting from function, the values x and y are 10 comma 20. So when you invoke the function, for the time being, only the values are changed. Within the function only, the values are looking like changed. But once you come out from the function, they are not changed. So this is called as here call by value. You have this concept idea, Sunny?
Yes.
Okay. So what exactly happening then in that case? What is this call by value?
Oh, sorry, what?
Now what is the meaning of this call by value? I am calling the function by sending values. What does it mean?
It basically means that we could take the value and change it between one another.
Yes. So here the function is swap by val int a int b. These are local variables in this. Okay. So whenever these are local variables, when you invoke the method, the values of x and y, the copy of the x and y value are sent into this. Original variables are not participating in this function. Okay, only its values they are going here. Because of that, there is no change in the original variables once you come out from the function. What is happening here? The copy of these values we have taken and we sent into this function. So whatever you are trying to manipulate, it is happening with only the copy. On the copies only it's happening. There is no change in the original variable. But whenever you come out from that, since there is no change for original variables, they are printing it as 10 and 20 only. But within the function, what is happening? Time being, they are getting changed. So what happens here? Within the function, it prints correct 20 and 10. But once you come out from that, it definitely says that 10 and 20 only. Reason, original variables are not getting affected. Okay, now we try to do with the ref. This is what now, void swap by ref. I put like this. Then in this, I go with the star int. This is what star A. Similarly, int star B. Like this, I need to write here. Now here I can write int c equal to star A. Okay. Then similarly, star A equal to, I put it as star B. Similarly, star B equal to C. Like this, I can interchange the values. And here, once again, I can take and put that. I can take it and I can put here. So it can be printing the value there. It's going to printing the value in that. Now here we need to say this as star A. Then other thing is here star B. This is called as indirection operator, and this concept is called as a pointers concept. Using pointers, you can do it. Now here, next time, we know the values of this x and y, how much it is 10 and 20. Now here what we do, we call this method swap by ref. When you call here swap by ref, you are going to be calling using the references of it. That means you need to write here ampersand x, and next thing is here ampersand y. Okay. After that, once I can take here, this one you try to use, what result you are going to get, see in this. So this must be, I mean in this case, this has to change the values. When you run this, definitely you get the required result. There it is. Okay. The problem with this is, again, as we know, there is no declaration for this on the top of the screen. Come to this point here, then put it. So this is what identifier. When you run this time, you can see here result. First of all, what is happening? After exiting from function, the values x and y are 10 and 20 only. So whenever you pass that into a function, it's going to be 20 and 10. Once you exit from function, what values you have in that? 20 and 10. That means for this time, the values are changed. Earlier, they haven't changed. This time, they are changing. So second mechanism is called as here, call by reference. We are calling it by reference because we are giving the address of those variables. int star A, int star B, it's nothing but pointer variable you are saying. These are nothing but here pointer variables. And whenever you are passing them, you are passing them by actually reference. When you put ampersand x, ampersand y, what does it mean? You are specifying their addresses. So when you specify their address, what happens? Original values will be getting changed. Original variables will be getting affected. This mechanism is called as swap by reference. Sunny?
Yeah.
This point you understood?
Yes.
Okay. So now next thing is, suppose something like this. I have a number like this. I may enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This have to convert into words. Normally, how can you convert that? It has to print like 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and 5. Like this, it has to print. How can we make it happening like that? Using a function. You have idea of recursion?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Recursion.
Recursion? No.
When a function is calling itself, it's called as recursion.
Okay.
So by using recursion concept, it can be done now. So whenever you enter some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it can be printing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Normally also you can write it, but plenty of code you need to write for that. So using a simple function, we can convert the given number into words. Similarly, suppose I give a number something like this. I may enter something like 255. If I ask you to convert the 255 into any other number system, 255 is in decimal number system, correct?
Yeah.
Suppose you want to convert it to binary, base 2, or octal, base 8, or if it is a hexadecimal, base 16, how can you convert that? Only one number, but only one function you need to write. Into whatever type of number system you have to convert, you should be converting it. So how we can do that?
Do we put loops in?
No looping, only with function I am saying.
Then don't we do the interchanging, the void?
Yes, not interchanging, but somehow you need to do it. You need to think for that, definitely. It cannot be coming that easily. So I show you how to convert the given number into words. Okay, so for that purpose, what I do, I can create here, first of all, a string array. On the top, I can be declaring a string array. How can you declare a string array? Basically, it is char words star words I put. Then you have array like this. This equal to, you can put in this way. This is what here this can be. I'm talking about. Okay, not like this. This is not required. It's not required in this. Whenever you want to convert into any other number system, it's not required. Let me do like this now. Here it is going to be like, say, we have string. First of all, I go with the prototype. There is a data type called string we have. With string you can do it. It is string return type, that is. So say this decimal to any ns. This is the function name I want to use. Decimal to any ns, and saying it. So it's going to be decimal to any ns. Then after that, here I write the number int num, followed by int ns. It's number system. So this is the prototype. First of all, I am declaring the method like this. Then here I want to create the function. Function I would like to define. So therefore, I declare now for this the code, required code. Just put here string decimal to NNS followed by define here. You can be defining now in this. So just write here string result equal to something like this you declare. This is going to be, say, it's going to be just res, and here write return res. Like this, try to define it. So after declaring it, now supplied code you have to do in this. Whatever code is required, you need to put in that.
Okay.
Okay, so here some logic I apply. If condition I use. If num is, okay, I put like this here. If ns is if num is greater than or equal to ns. So in such cases, I should be calling this, the same function I need to call in such cases. Here write res equal to res, then plus I put here, followed by decimal to any ns, and inside this I put num, then followed by here, num also I should not put, num divided by ns I put, followed by here it is ns. Like this I am going to be calling. So I can call in that way. Function I am going to be calling in that manner. Now here next step is if condition I use. Okay, I am going to use an if condition in this. In the if, I can write it in this way. If, say here, num divided by num percent, this is for finding out remainder, greater than or equal to 10. So in such cases, I can write it as res equal to res plus. Here I want to extract a character from the num percent s. So here I can be typecasting this into character. Then here I'll take like this num percent ns plus 55 I can put. I can be adding it to that. A character I am going to be adding to that. Else what I do here is res equal to res plus. Here I am going to take this as 48. You have idea of ASCII characters?
Only somewhat. We're not too familiar with it.
I am going to use those in this. For example, you take ASCII characters. 0 to 31, they are called as control characters. What are control characters basically? Sami?
Control characters,
Yes.
would they be the binding characters to functions in binding character to a function?
See, something like you have an enter key. Enter key is a control character. Tab key. Tab key is nothing but a control character. You have a backspace. Backspace is a control character. You don't have any representation for printing on the screen for them. There is no equivalent symbol for enter key to print on the screen. So these are called as non-printable characters. Sometimes you use control D, sometimes you use control Z. So like this you use certain characters, they are called as control characters. Okay, so such characters are control characters. 0 to 31 they are called as control characters. Similarly, sometimes you get alert sound, /A we say. So bell sound you get. So they are nothing but control characters. But from 32 to they are all printable characters. Now, for example, you take the range from 48 to 57. What that is basically, these print digits 0 to 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, like this, they are going to be printing for us. So 48 ASCII to 57 ASCII, this is called as, digits. Digits are also nothing but characters only. They are printed as 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. The range for them is what? 48 to 57. Okay. Similarly, you take here 65 to 90. Why do you use these? These are basically to print alphabets A, then B, how long it is, up to Z we print. In the case of 65 to 90. Similarly, you have 97 to 122. This is basically for lowercase alphabets A, then B, up to how much Z we print. So, like this, we have here ASCII character set that I am using in this. Okay, I am going to use them in this program here. How I am using C. For example, you are converting a number into, suppose you have a number, you are converting into hexadecimal. Just a minute, please. using those ASCII characters I'm trying to print. First of all, let us see the result. After that, we try to look into further that. So when you come to this program here, I want to convert a number, something like int, say 255. This is what 255. Sorry, int num equal to 255 it is. I want to convert 255 into all the three number systems. One is binary, second thing is octal, third one is hexadecimal. So when you convert this into binary, what do we get? In the case of binary, it's going to be all ones. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So all the digits are going to be 1. Because as you move from right to left in the binary number system, units 2s, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Okay, so when you add them together, how much you get? 255. Similarly, if you go with the hexadecimal, it is going to be FF. F is equal to 15. 1 into 15 is 15. Similarly, this is 16th position. 16 into 15 is 240. So you are going to get 255 and it's FF. So like this, you can convert. Similarly, when you convert into octal system, in the same manner you get. It is, I think, some 373 or something you get when you convert into octal system. Now let me invoke this all in that way. Here write cout. I just want to convert that. The function name is what? The function name is decimal to any ns. So what gets printed? See here. Now see num. Here write certain space. When converted to binary system. So it should give us the required result. So the function name is what? It is decimal to any ns. Then we give here the num, followed by here we say 2. Number system is going to be 2. Then followed by here NL, end of line, that is. Similarly, you can do with the other number. Then this is when converted to say octal. Here you try to put here 8. It's octal number system. Similarly, if it is hexadecimal system, this is going to be here 16. Like this, we try to set. So when you take 255, in the first case it says all ones. In the second case, actually some 300 something you get. Then in the third case, it's going to be FF. Like that, the program has to work for us. So just try to run this. You can see here 255 when converted to binary system, it is all ones. When 255 converted to octal system, it is 377. So this is 7 into 1 is 7, 7 into 8 56, 56 plus 7 is 63. Then similarly, this is what? 64. 64 into 3 is 192. So 192 followed by here it is 63. You are going to get the same 255. So this way it is working for us. It's converting the given 255 into different number systems. And this concept is called as recursive concept. We can call this as here recursion. So with the help of recursion, we are doing it. Sami, understood this?
Yes. Could you repeat the part of the decimal system analysis where you use the string resist?
Yes. I mean, what are the positions you are saying? Number systems?
No, the string.
Okay, here, this one.
Yes, that one.
Here I am using stress is empty string initially. Okay. So what I do, if num is greater than or equal to ns. Yes. So this is what number, for example, I mean number system is 2. I have a number 10. So if number is greater than or equal to 2, in such case, again I call the same thing. But when I am calling, what I do exactly, I divide the number by ns with number system. So in the case of, if it is 10, initially what I do, 10 by 2, it is going to be 5. Like that I can be calling. So it's going to be calling recursively. Just you need to read in the internet somewhere exactly what is recursion. Okay, so what exactly recursion is, you need to read. Then here, what is happening for the current number, if num% ns greater than or equal to 10, in the case of hexadecimal, it happens. So if it is 10, what I do here, rest plus num% ns. Suppose I have how much number? It is 255. So in the case of 255, when I divide with 16, definitely I get remainder as here. How much? I'm going to be getting that as actually 15. Okay, I'm going to get the remainder as 15. So you take 15 and you add with 55. How much you get here? You are going to be getting it as 60. 60 is nothing but F. A is 65, B is 66, C is 67. Then D is what exactly? 68, E is 69, and F is F is 70. So this is going to be 70. 70 is going to be equal to F. So number 70, ASCII number 70 is going to F. Therefore, it's calculating F. Suppose it is actually octal system or say some decimal binary system. In such cases, the remainder will not be greater than 10. So therefore, in such cases, normal digit only we can represent. So like this, I am trying to do in this. So this is converting the given number into what? Another number system, from decimal to any other number system. See, I asked one question. There are so many number systems like octal system, hexadecimal system, septal system, say duodecimal. There are so many number systems. Why we are using only decimal system? Why we use only 10 digits? Why not less than 10 or why not more than 10? For example, you take septal system. So septal system based on actually something like 7 days in a week. Okay. So I mean you can use system 5 also, because you have 5 different elements also. Like that you can use. But why we are using decimal system? Okay. Do you know what's the reason behind it?
No.
The reason is we basically, I mean, from time immemorial, when there was no development, this much development with human beings, how they used to count basically with fingers. Okay, even in this advanced age, you may be going in a spacecraft, you may be having so many electronic gadgets. If you need to do some calculation immediately, you use your fingers. Don't use your fingers?
No.
No, we use in this advanced age also, still we use. Since we have 10 fingers, we adopted base 10 system.
Okay.
So, like that, I mean, basically we use decimal system only everywhere. So, whenever you want to convert into another number system, you can use this program. With the help of that, we can do.
Okay.
So, this is basically recursion. The recursion mechanism this is. With the help of recursion, we are doing it. This avoids usage of loops. Recursively, same function is getting called number of times, but at certain point of time, what happens? Recursion must end. Otherwise, you go into infinite loop.
Oh, okay.
So, just I am trying to understand you even today. Yesterday you have spoken, but exactly I am trying to understand you. It may take one class like that, but from next class onwards, in a well-prepared manner, before we start session, I can share you material also. You can go through that, then you can get ready for the session. Okay. Yeah. So this is what basically, this is nothing but recursion. We have defined a function in this manner and we are calling. Your assignment is exactly what related to functions. What assignment they gave you? It is any assignment, or you have to do some specific assignment.
I have to do a specific assignment of void loop. I can send it to you right now. Okay,
but yesterday you shared the syllabus with me. In the syllabus, is it written?
In the syllabus, it doesn't have the homework assignments, at least not all of them.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You need to specify clearly what exactly your assignment is.
They don't write everything down. Sorry about that.
Okay, but can you say what exactly that is? What you have to do in assignment?
So in my assignment, they want me to do read second, where the function reads the value from a C in, and if the number is less than 0,
Yes.
If you enter in a number, if it's less than 0, you have to re-enter a number in.
Okay.
If it's greater than 0, it will continue into a calculated distance formula where you will use distance in meters, times in seconds, and the acceleration of gravity to
Yes.
find how fast a ball drops.
I make you presenter. Just try to put on the notepad, please, and make me presenter. Just show on the screen what the steps you put on in the notepad, please.
Okay. How do I do that?
I made you presenter. You just share your screen.
Screen. Show my screen.
Yes.
Okay, can you see it?
Yes, I'm seeing now.
Okay. This is what he asked.
Okay. Do one thing actually, you try to share this with me. If you share this with me, copy and paste, I can write a program and I can send you. At the same time, we can discuss after that on that also. Okay. That can be better in fact. If you share with me this one, when I have time, I can make it better, then I can send you. So after sending with you, I can discuss about that. So then you will understand, you can at the same time, submit it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So share with Ganesh. If you share with Ganesh, I'll be getting from him.
Okay. How do I share with Ganesh? What's his email?
I think you have probably given that email. I'll just with the help of that, what we do is we write a program. So with that program, we can it's going to computer is going to guess a number, and we have to enter another number. If both of them match, you get a score of 1. Like that. It's nothing but a guessing game kind of thing we do in this.
Okay.
So this is guessing game. You can get basically proficiency by practicing more and more. So you have to practice more and more to get the required proficiency. So theory can be, always same kind of theory you have, but as far as proficiency is concerned, you have to practice a lot. So that now we do here. Include, and this is IO stream. Next step is, here it is, include. Even I use the string here. I can use string, and similarly, I'm going to, this is enough for us here. Other thing is using the namespace we require, using namespace, then this is std. So standard input output we are going to be using in this. Okay, we need to make now some lucky game. That is nothing but computer picks a number, we have to pick a number, like that we do. And one more library we need is here, math library, hash include. This is math. Okay, we can use here math.h for certain functions. Fine. Okay, list of lucky number, we gave that, we message series, that's fine. So in this, what I do, okay, that's not required. Here, I put something like this, int n, int c guess I say. Similarly, int user guess, I write it as u guess, user guess. Then followed by int score. You can put like this. This is 0. Now we need to enter, computer has to pick a number, then we need to enter our number. Then write here a for loop. Similarly, int cnt. For loop we put like this. Are you well versed with these loops? For loop, while loop, do while. Okay. So
do while I don't understand too much.
Okay. cnt plus plus. Then here inside this I can be now writing. I'm going to write here cout enter any number in the range you can pick any number in the range 0 to 9. Then followed by here it is end and end line it is. Like here cin followed by you guess. But much before this, the computer has to guess something. So that is C guess, I can say. C guess equal to, I can go with some random number. Random number I can generate here. Okay, so here it is. Random function we have actually. You have here rand function. I can write it as math dot. Okay, this is what basically we put here something like randomize. Right, we have here rand stdlib.h. Okay, is equal to rand. We have only this much. You can pick a random number, but we have a random number function. It's part of math.h. In the math.h, we should have random. Okay, Sunny, what I do, I'll be preparing the required things for you. I just look into all standard libraries. Okay, from there, I'll note down and I'll share with you all the things. Searching like this actually is going to be time consuming actually. So therefore, in the next session, we'll be doing a full 2 hours or 3 hours, something like that we can do. Before that, I'll prepare for you actually certain notes kind of thing. As per that, if you go, that will do better. Is it okay?
Yeah. Oh, one second, my mom's coming.